Welcome to Journey to a Better Health. Listen, I'm coming on today, man, because I'm so tired of seeing what's going on with our young people. We losing so many people right now because of this nonsense. We got all of these fake stories out here about what people doing. We so caught up on who's slick in the streets, who's the biggest drug dealer, who is selling the most dope, or who's the biggest pimp, or who did the most time in jail. Those are the stories that we admire and we look forward to. Those are stories that we look up to. But let me tell you about a story that should be talked about. This is a story of endurance. This is my story. But I got all kind of people around me. A lot of my friends have been locked up. A lot of my friends have been killed. A lot of people have been through a lot of things. But I'm a 5-time cancer survivor. I've been battling cancer since the age of 17 years old. And I'm 56 years old, and right now, as I stand here, I'm battling with something right now in the midst of that. I'm gonna talk to you about the endurance, about fighting for what's right, no matter what you're going through. Like I said, at the age of 17, I was diagnosed with something called lymphoma. This is a cancer of the lymph node cells. Young man, on 18 years old. It's not just me getting sick and me having surgeries. It was more to it than that. It was my life dynamics. It was what was going on in my atmosphere. It was what was going on in my community. It was what was going on all around me. When I got sick and went through that, I had a major surgery where my spleen was removed. They took my spleen from me, they took lymph nodes from my body, and then they shot my body full of radiation treatment. I was a confused 18-year-old man living in the streets. I did not have the guidance that I should have had, nor did I have the nurturing that I should have had. But I wasn't in a nurturing environment during that time in my life. I had to keep on fighting and enduring. Don't you think that being a 5-time cancer survivor, fighting for my life all of these years, don't you think that something like that would shape you into the person that you might be today? You know, I might not be the greatest, funnest person in the world. You might not like my attitude. But a lot of people that don't like my attitude, let me share something with you. I don't like your attitude either. It ain't gonna make no difference who you are, what your title is. I've seen some bad behaviors and all kind of people at all ages. But I'm still would be there for you no matter what you went through. And years down the line, I was having problems in my body. Come to find out years down the line, the actual radiation that I was getting when I was a younger man, it ended up destroying my thyroid. You see how skinny my neck is? A lot of people make fun of that. I've been all over the place and people have made fun of me because my neck was skinny and all kind of stuff. Well, the reason my neck was skinny is because I had radiation treatment and it took muscles out of my body. You understand what I'm saying? It took muscles out of my body and it made my neck this way, and they took my complete thyroid out of my body. So I never really had an opportunity to heal in a peaceful environment. I've never had an opportunity to really heal. So I've been in survival mode ever since I've been 17, 18 years old. I've been in survival mode. Later on down the line, I was having problems with blood clots in my urine or blood spotting in my urine. Kept going on for years, going back and forth to the doctor. The doctor was telling me that all I had going on was blood spotting. I had a bladder infection. Come to find out years down the line, I ended up with bladder cancer. I was urinating out blood clots the size of a 50-cent piece out of my urethra. You know what your urethra is. That is when you go and use the bathroom, men, where your urine comes out of your urethra. Well, I was peeing out blood clots the size of a 50-cent piece coming out of my urethra. Had to go and get some tests. Tests came back. I had I had bladder cancer, a rare bladder cancer that they had no case study on, that was aggressive, evasive, and I was a stage 4. They told me I needed to figure it out, and they needed to take my bladder and my prostate from me. I refused to allow that to happen. A fighter all the time, never quit fighting. All of this in the midst of running a business, in the midst of taking care of my family, in the midst of still being loyal, being the man that I know how to be. I'm talking about you talking about you went through something. I just didn't quit. I don't give up. I continue to be progressive and continue to keep going. Had the surgery, took 20% of my bladder, and then they had to take all 22 lymph nodes. You have 22 lymph nodes on the left side of your lower bladder area, and you have 22 on the right side. They took all 22 off the left side, 20% of my bladder, and some other lymph nodes out of my body. I got back up and I kept going. I didn't quit. That year created the company called Journey to a Better Health. I took my tragedies and I turned them into triumphs. I don't care if you're on drugs. I don't care if you're in the streets. I don't care if you've been to jail. I don't care what your situation is. You can take your tragedy and you can turn it into a triumph. I don't care if your mama wasn't there. I don't care if your daddy wasn't there. I don't care if you feel like you was all alone. You get up and you keep on moving. I got all kind of abandonment issues, but I do not quit. I got people that don't deal with me today because they have a problem with me as a person. They can't say I ever took anything from them. They can't say I stole nothing, or I'm the type of person that's a user. I'm a giver. Each one of the people that don't want to be bothering me, the only thing that they can say about me is they have a problem with me as an individual. To the point to where some of them ain't even be there for me when I was fighting for my life because they don't like me as a person. As I began to recover, I started Journey to a Better Health. You can see my truck. We started Journey to a Better Health. We created over 15 products. We help people all over the world. I took my tragedy and turned it into a triumph. This is a story. This is a triumph. This is something to talk about. The same environment that all of those people that went to jail, I was in that same environment. Certain things I just wouldn't do. I learned how to do wisdom. I had a guy tell me one time, you haven't done anything. You ain't did no time in prison. No, I didn't do any time in prison. It's easy to go to jail. It's hard to stay out here. It's easy to take yourself and end up into a prison system. It's easy to get in trouble. All it takes is 3 seconds to ruin your life. It takes wisdom. It takes knowledge and understanding on how to maneuver out here and move. And baby, I move, I shake and move, and I stay out the way. Fast forward, having the bladder cancer, later on down the line, I'm feeling real strange. I feel strange. Having issues, go inside, they tell me they see something in my lung. Now, keep in mind, every single cancer that I have all been different cancers. The doctors is telling me, as a matter of fact, in 2018, they told me that I only had 3 to 6 months to live because I had the bladder surgery. The cancer came back, spread into the lining of my stomach and my rib cage. And they told me it was nothing else they could do but continue to give me medicine. At that point, I turned down all traditional medicine, took a natural approach, giving God all the glory because God gives man the download. Oftentimes when I talk about this and I tell people what has happened in my life, I forget to elaborate to some people that every word coming out of my mouth that God did it. Well, I can't help it because a person don't understand their relationship with God. When I talk about myself, I'm talking about me and God being one. Automatically, anybody that's walking with God would know that he's in control. And I walk with God, and I think my life reflects that and what I've been through. So it's just crazy. So the cancer began to shrink itself. It went away, and that's really the kicker of my story and how Journey to a Better Health was really started, is because we took a natural approach with the download of the Heavenly Father, and the cancer reversed itself, and I'm here today. Later on down the line, I ended up with a rare lung disease called an adenocarcinoma, which means that what ended up happening is from the earlier years of radiation treatment that I got, it created scar tissue inside of my lung area in my chest, and that scar tissue created its own DNA, radical cells, and those cells created this adenocarcinoma, which was a lung cancer. I had to go and get 30% of my lung removed. This was last year, May 2025. Look at me. All glory to God, but I stayed on my course. I never quit. I never gave up. So if I can make it through this, you can make it through what you're going through. They took 30% of my lung out. I'm still healing right now as we speak. A couple of months later, I go back to the doctor. I'm not feeling good. I go on vacation, go to the doctor. They do a scan on me. I got a mass in the back of my head. The mass that's in the back of my head is a cancer. I had to go and have what is called the gamma knife, where I had 130 different radiations put into my brain. Look at me. I got people, when I had my lung cancer, I got people that wasn't there for me because of my personality. They wasn't there for me. They didn't show up. I had one of my relatives tell me, do I expect for people to put their lives on hold for me? I had lots of my relatives tell me that everybody got life going on. I'm fighting for my life. 30% of my lung removed, still recovering from a lung cancer. And then I have a tumor in my head, and the people that I depend on the most, or the people that I thought would be there no matter what's going on, deserted me and wasn't there. And the excuse that they have for not being there is because I didn't want them there, or they wasn't there because of my personality or the person that I am. They wasn't there. And just some people just don't mess with me at all and just didn't show up. And it was just me and my wife and my small children. I'm saying this to say, you got to keep fighting no matter what. What I learned through all of this is this. No matter what, you have to keep living, even if you have to live alone. I had to make up in my mind that I wasn't going to quit. I'm not quitting right now. Even as we speak right now, I have to deal with what is my situation right now as it relates to the last procedure I had. I'm not concerned about it. My biggest hurdle was people. Concerned about how people was treating me in the midst of it. Concerned about the people that should have been there. Kids, family, parents, cousins, aunties, all of it. None of them was there. And am I mad at them? No. Thank you for showing me who you are. But that's irrelevant now, because the bottom line is to keep living. And even in your life, you have to make up your mind that you want to keep living. I got all of these different body parts that's missing from my body. 65% of my immune system is all I have left. I look better than the average individual, but it's got to do with mind, body, and soul. What you're putting in your body, what you're putting in your mind, and what you're putting in your soul, what you're allowing into your soul. And right now, what we got going on in our streets is people allowing things into their soul that's just no good, that's not working. You know, we got this bad music, bad food, and bad environments. And we got these drugs that's destroying the minds. And this is all by design. This didn't just pop up. This is all by design. These people are doing this on purpose so that they can destroy us in any way that they can. So we have to fight. You have to fight back. You have to do positive things. You have to put yourself in positive environments. You have to put yourself around positive people. I've been spending so much time trying to love on people who did not love me the same. Be accepted by people who didn't love me like I loved them. It don't make no difference what the title is, who it is. If somebody not willing to be there for you when you fighting for your life, you better believe who they are and you better get out their way. It don't make no difference who they is. So this is a new day and this is a new man. It's a new day. I'm finna get this body together, get this mind together, keep this skin good, take care of me. And I suggest that you do positive stuff to take care of you, because that's what time it is.